Good evening, and welcome to the Rotary International District 5370 Annual Awards Ceremony. We acknowledge that Rotary District 5370 is located on Treaty 6, Treaty 8, and Treaty 11 lands. This is the traditional territory and ancient gathering place of many Indigenous peoples for thousands of years. We recognize that we are all treaty people, and we have a responsibility to become aware of our shared history, understand the spirit and intent of the treaties, and by doing so, that we can honor the past, be aware of the present, and create a just and caring future built upon peace, friendship, and understanding. I'd like to welcome Donna Nicholl, who will be sharing her signature cocktail with us this evening. Donna?
Thank you, Lisa. And I'm going to make our special cocktail for the award ceremony tonight, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as all of us do. It's an elderflower grapefruit gin and tonic. And so we start with a glass with some ice, and we use 1.5 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur, which you can find in liquor stores, probably best known as Saint Germain. And then pink grapefruit juice. And a nice one is the President's Choice pink grapefruit juice. And 6 ounces of tonic water. And just give that a little shake. And pour it in your glass. And then garnish it with a wedge of pink grapefruit, a sprig of rosemary, and also some juniper berries, 5 or 6. You can buy dried juniper berries in the spice aisle, but perhaps you have a friend that'll bring you some fresh ones. And there we have the signature drink. Now, just before we all enjoy this, I'm going to make a non-alcoholic version, which is done with a mason jar. Is perfectly good if you don't have a shaker. And so you put pink grapefruit juice. And if you use the Fever Tree tonic water that's elderflower flavored, you'll get some of the elderflower flavoring. And give that a little shake and pour it into your glass. And again, a few juniper berries, a wedge of grapefruit, and a sprig of fresh rosemary. And I hope you enjoy this cocktail while you watch who wins all the awards. Cheers!
Thanks, Donna. Now I'd like to turn it over to Jim and Jocelyne Ferguson.
To start off the evening, Jocelyne and I would like to congratulate the following clubs that have applied for and achieved the 2020 to 2021 citation, with various goals that are included: increasing club membership, developing sustainable service projects, giving to the Rotary Foundation, and building awareness of Rotary in their community. By doing so, you've strengthened your club and Rotary International itself, and in a pandemic year, that's incredible. The clubs that have achieved a Rotary citation are the Rotary Club of Drayton Valley,
the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1,
the Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast,
the Rotary Club of Edmonton Sunrise,
The Rotary Club of Edmonton West.
The Rotary Club of Edmonton, White Avenue.
The Rotary Club of Edmonton.
The Rotary Club of Grand Prairie, Swan City.
The Rotary Club of Grand Prairie After 5.
The Rotary Club of Grand Prairie, Sunrise.
The Rotary Club of Grand Prairie.
The Rotary Club of Lloydminster.
The Rotary Club of Nisku-Leduc.
The Rotary Club of Northwest Spirit.
And the Rotary Club of St. Albert, Saint City.
Congratulations to all.
Well done.
The next two awards that we'd like to present are the Annual Membership Growth Award and the Membership Growth and Retention Plan Award. The Annual Membership Growth Award, this award recognizes a club that achieves the greatest net percentage increase in active membership during the Rotary year from July 1st to June 30th. The Membership Growth and Retention Plan Award, this award recognizes a club that demonstrates a planned approach to retain existing members and to attract new members, resulting in a net increase in membership. Throughout the Rotary year, the winning club had a great leadership, and all of the members were focused not on surviving, but thriving. They implemented and followed through on a very ambitious membership plan. In a pandemic situation, to implement a detailed, successful strategy to increase membership is remarkable. And we'd like to congratulate the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1 with President Tammy Waugh and Membership Chair Sharon Blaker on its strategic plan, which resulted in an amazing 56.25% membership increase during the last Rotary year, the biggest increase in our district. Again, congratulations to the E-Club.
The Public Image and Marketing Award. This award recognizes a club for its planned approach to internal and external communications that utilizes a variety of tools and techniques to increase awareness of Rotary and to support the club's service, fundraising, and/or membership initiatives. In this category, two clubs really stood out from all the submissions, so we're honoring both clubs tonight. The Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast, led by President Sean Draper, not only taught marketing and public image to our District 5370 clubs, he modified his club's internal communications and external communications. His online meetings and social media graphics were second to none, and he was known for using multiple camera angles and using Facebook live streams. The Rotary Club of St. Albert, with President Mark Dixon, not only had its flag program honoring the city's frontline workers featured on CTV, but the club regularly posted on social media and in local newspapers, featuring local teachers, spotlighting members, having a Rotary lawn sign and decal program, and on and on. Congratulations to the joint Public Image and Marketing Award winners, the Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast and the Rotary Club of St. Albert.
Congratulations to the winners. Very well deserved. Next up, I'd like to introduce our new youth services video to inspire and educate our providers, our clubs, our schools, and parents.
The following presentation is a Rotary International District 5370 media production.
Rotary International's mission is to provide service to others, promote integrity, and advance goodwill and foster peace through our fellowships with business professionals and community leaders. Together, Rotary's members envision a world of equality where all people are united, taking the necessary action to create positive and meaningful change around the globe and leaving long-lasting legacies in our communities and in ourselves.
The young people today are our future. They are very invested in change. They are very invested in social justice. They are fearless and they are fierce. It is our job to remove the barriers, open the doors, and give them the opportunities to create change, to create positive peace in our world, and to make the world a better place, because they will.
Rotary's Global Grant Scholarship Program develops young adults into strong leaders, fostering peace and understanding. In the past 5 years, District 5370 has supported 4 talented individuals to continue their studies, each of whom are working to create positive and meaningful change around our planet, committed to the values of Rotary. These scholarships, awarded for excellence in service and compassion, are made possible by the generous donations of Rotarians and by club collaborations.
I believe that Rotary offers so many opportunities, for our youth, because some of these global grant scholarships that these young leaders have been able to experience and to be successful at, those possibilities are endless, actually. And I think that more young people really, if they look at some of the opportunities that we can avail them of, it will help them in their careers. It's not just something that they do during high school or university, but the skills that they learn through Rotary, whether it's being on a club, being part of a board, learning leadership skills at a session or at an assembly, those are skills that you learn that will take you into your life for the rest of your career. Rotary's been in existence for over 100 years, and many changes have taken place during that time. But one thing that has not changed, and that will not change, are the values that Rotary is founded upon. And those values include integrity, service, fellowship, leadership, and diversity. And diversity has become more and more important in the last few years, as we all know.
Rotary believes in developing the next generation of leaders. Our programs build leadership skills, expand education, and help younger leaders learn the value of service.
Rotary accepts you as you are, and that's a climate and a culture that we really try and foster with our youth programming. The Ripen program focuses on personal development. The Riley program a little bit more on leadership. So maybe students that have already had some experience in leadership roles or have an interest in pursuing that.
District 5370's unique and innovative Rotary Youth Leadership Program is designed to build from within. Young leaders focus on interpersonal growth, communication skills, community building, and global citizenship.
And then our RYLA program, the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards program, is just kind of a step up in the leadership roles as well. So it's just continuing to grow these youth into greater positions and create some succession.
The RYLA Institute brings Interact Club members together for an intensive one-day conference packed with hands-on workshops and inspirational speakers. This empowers our youth with the vital skills necessary to lead, organize, and facilitate conferences as they step into leadership roles.
It was 2015, I was in grade 10, and I was at the Lloydminster Youth Center, and I was just hanging out there, and one of the staff approached me and said, "Hey, there's this personal development conference for young leaders in the Rockies. Would you like to go?" And I didn't really know what it was about or anything like that, but hearing that it was in the Rockies was enough for me. So on I went, and this camp was called the Rotary Youth Program for Enrichment, or RIPEN. And so it's mostly focused on personal development. So you have sessions like barriers and values, affirmations, goal setting, stuff like that. And this was right in line with what I needed at the time.
Rotary Youth Exchange builds peace one young person at a time. Students learn a new language and discover another culture, truly becoming global citizens.
Everything we do is done through a peace builder lens. How can we create positive peace in this world? One of the biggest ways we do that is through our Rotary Youth Exchange program. It's almost 100 years old, and we send kids all over the world for a year to learn about culture, learn a new language. The skills that they learn when they're away, they learn how to be resilient. Their critical thinking skills are amazing. They're very adaptive. Can you imagine as an adult moving to a country where you can't speak the language? You have to stay there for a year, you have no choice to come home, you're going to live in 3 or 4 different strangers' houses and go to school, and you're 16. and the challenges that they face. Most adults couldn't do that. So, they come back with a really different understanding. And education is our most powerful tool for change. If we go away and we learn a different language, we learn a different culture, we see how people live, it takes away our misunderstandings and our fear of what's different. Because most of the time when things are different, it's because we don't know and we don't understand and we're fearful. So when you take away the misunderstanding and you take away the fear, that removes the barriers and it takes away hate.
On July 1st, 2010, Rotary International President Ray Klingensmith challenged his 240 Rotary District governors to build bigger, better, and bolder programs. Programs to ensure that Rotary engaged this younger generation with a heart to serve. Past District Governor Jackie Hobaugh championed this challenge during her year by developing a decade-long strategic plan and engaging community support to implement her vision. Working in partnership with Rotary District 5360, a $225,000 sponsorship was secured with Service Credit Union over a 3-year period. This 10-year vision was championed by so many, there was never a shortage of Rotarians committed to youth and leadership. At its peak, there were 53 Interact clubs and 10 Rotaract clubs, effectively doubling capacity to do good in the world.
My Rotary journey started at a young age. As a new Canadian, learning to find my way in the small town of Edmonton was proving to be more challenging than I could have imagined. When Laura approached me about attending Riley, I was not convinced, as I was quite introverted, but who knew how that would change my life? Being a part of Riley has opened the door to so many opportunities. I've been able to hone my leadership skills through attending Rotary events worldwide. Riley International, 2 Rotary Zone conferences, the first in Winnipeg in 2016 and the second in Montreal in the fall of 2018. The Rotary International Convention in Atlanta in 2017, and the Rotary International Assembly in January of 2019. The first time Rotaract members have ever been invited. Along the way, I have been able to take on leadership roles in our district. A member of the District Youth Council, chair of RIPEN, serving on the district board, creating and leading the District Rotaract Committee, and now a leadership role with Rotaract Canada as Deputy General Secretary. I have truly been supported along the way by so many. Mentorship and financial support means so much to us as young leaders. It truly changes lives.
Supporting these young advocates of positive change will help them find their voice, find a focused direction, and develop tools to pursue their goals while building on Rotary's core values.
Looking at the Youth Services Committee that I specifically co-chair with Elizabeth Bonking, she's this amazing Rotarian from Edmonton Gateway. We're working on revitalizing the Youth Services Committee. After the pandemic, it's been a little bit harder to engage with individuals, reconnecting some of the old pathways for conversation and communication. We founded the District Interact Committee, so that's a place for Rotarians, Rotaractors, and Interactors to gather together to talk about how we can improve Rotary and Interact specifically.
The baton of youth leadership continues to be passed, with each successive team of youth leading youth reaching new heights. Through the direct support of Service Credit Union, the success of these programs is built on the time and effort of so many Rotarians and youth leaders. We look forward to seeing our Interact and Rotaract clubs thrive and grow with new service learning opportunities and projects that provide mentorship and leadership for all young leaders. Leaving behind a global pandemic, embracing the new normal, our time is now to build and to grow youth leadership in our district.
Rotary will always be there for them, and now we're looking for ways that we, as District Youth Services Committee, can support Interact clubs and Rotary clubs and how they engage with interactors. So that's one way how we're trying to create a better community for all.
Often people ask me, why do I volunteer? Why do I do what I do? It's because it fuels my soul, it fuels my heart, and I learn something every single day.
More young people, really, if they look at some of the opportunities that we can avail them of, it will help them in their careers.
The future of Rotary lies in our diversity. That is our strength. When we embrace our diversity, whether it's race, religion, gender, language, any of the spectrum, and it's a big spectrum, diversity, and that includes people with disabilities. When we have a world where everybody has a voice, where we are truly inclusive, and it's safe to be who we are, and we respect each other and see the value in that diversity, that is when we will truly grow. That is when we will truly have an impact. The young people today are our future.
That was an amazing production. We encourage you all to participate in our youth services programs any way you can. Share the knowledge, share the education. Next, I'd like to introduce to you a special presentation by Youth Services Co-Chair Miles Dykes.
Many years ago, the Rotary camps were hosted by clubs in our district that took on the responsibility of organizing and facilitating these programs. It was becoming more and more difficult to find clubs to take on this responsibility. In an effort to create sustainability for these programs, so began the model of youth leading youth. Youth leaders, often past participants, were brought in these programs to facilitate and help host these events, then growing further by adding youth to committee roles and the full execution of the youth programs under the guidance of a Rotarian advisor. This created sustainability and the ability to transform these programs to create more relevant and youth-focused content and activities. What we saw was an incredible increase in Interact clubs and Rotaract clubs in our district. The growth of these clubs and programs within our district was recognized by Rotary International. Youth Services has provided thousands of youth with life-changing opportunities from youth exchange, youth summits, youth clubs, and programs. This evening, we would like to recognize someone who has given so much of their heart to our district youth services. This person is always building connections, building capacity, and planting the seeds for new ideas and seeing the skills and opportunities that others can contribute or be a part of. She seeks to find solutions, offer guidance, and love. This person has given over 15 years of dedication and commitment to youth services. She was the original Rotary Mama and was always available when needed. She had the stash of sleeping bags, towels, supplies, and whatever else was needed at a moment's notice. Delivering pizza, driving the van, picking up youth from the airport, you name it. She filled all kinds of gaps. Earlier this year, she recognized that youth services needed a boost to get back on track to attract more clubs and students to participate and renew the excitement for youth services. And so was born the youth services video that you just watched. It's so important to recognize the work that the clubs do to bring youth to these programs and for the clubs to recognize the impact that these programs have on our future leaders and future Rotarians. Tonight, we would like to offer special recognition and thanks to Laura Mori for your outstanding dedication and commitment to our clubs, to our youth, and to our district. You have impacted the lives of more than 2,500 youth through your service. You are loved and appreciated by so many. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Laura, on outstanding service to our district youth, and for all your hard work over the years to make our district the leader in youth programs. Your leadership and compassion haven't gone unnoticed. You are loved and respected by all the people that you've worked with over the years. A big congratulations again.
On to our next two awards, Support for Youth Award. This award recognizes a club for exemplary programs and projects related to one or more of Rotary's areas of focus that support youth in need, either locally or internationally. I'll name a few club projects that our winner has initiated. They support the Amrock Society, an international educational project that is changing lives for the better overseas. They also are involved in Appetite to Achieve, a program to provide healthy snacks for children from low-income families. Christmas hampers, funding through Project Amigo for 3 students, funding for the Clean Scene Society to buy video cameras and large-screen TVs so they can work individually with students in St. Albert, and much more. Congratulations to the Rotary Club of St. Albert Saint City with President Diane Ellis and Youth Services Chair Noni Buski.
The Rotary Youth Partnership Award. This award recognizes a club that partners with an Interact or Early Act club to meet community or international needs related to one or more of Rotary's areas of focus. The winning Rotary Club has partnered with an Interact club that it helped to form for years now, and they have a club advisor that attends the Interact Club meetings regularly. This last year, with the help of their Rotary advisor, the Interact Club hosted various campaigns throughout the year, including End Polio Now, Breast Cancer Awareness, We Scale Hunger, and Blue Monday. Congratulations to President Sean Draper and Youth Services Chair Brenda Tyson of the Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast and the Interact Club of Emmy Lizert High School on a phenomenal year.
Now for the Rotary Foundation Awards, which is one of the most effective and well-managed charitable organizations in the world, with 12 years of top ratings from Charity Navigator and an A+ rating from Charity Watch. The Rotary Foundation spends millions every year to support our areas of focus. For instance, in 2018 to 2019 alone, the Rotary Foundation spent over $335 million on Rotary programs. Our district has always supported the Rotary Foundation, and it was a pleasure to contact the many Rotarians who reached milestones in foundation giving this past year. We have 3 district foundation awards to give out tonight, and all the awards have been confirmed by past district governor Tim Shields, our district 5370 Foundation Chair.
So the Annual Fund Award. This award is presented to the club whose members made the highest per capita contribution to the Rotary Foundation Annual Fund during the Rotary year, July the 1st to June the 30th. The financial contributions to the Annual Fund helps Rotary clubs create positive change in communities at home and around the world. The contributions help strengthen peace efforts, provide clean water and sanitation, support education, grow local economies, save mothers and children, protect the environment, and fight disease. They might be a smaller club, but when it comes to foundation giving, the Rotary E-Club of Canada won, with President Tammy Waugh and Foundation Chair past District Governor Ellie Contreras, have contributed $647.64 per member to the annual fund, making their club #1 in our district. The E-Club is such a proud supporter of the Rotary Foundation, and it shows. Congratulations to the E-Club.
And Polio Now Award. This award is presented to the club whose members made the highest per capita contribution to the Polio Plus Fund during the Rotary year of July 1st to June 30th. Since the first Rotary polio vaccination project in 1979, Rotary and our partners have reduced world polio cases by 99.9%, and polio is endemic only in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Rotarians have contributed an astounding $2.1 billion and countless volunteer hours to eradicate polio. Millions of children have been vaccinated so that their future doesn't include the crippling effects of polio. For this award, we're heading north, way north, all the way up to the Yukon. The Rotary Club of Whitehorse, with President Ian McKenzie and Foundation Chair Lee Picage, have contributed an astounding $978.41 per member this past Rotary year. A huge congratulations.
The End Polio Now Fundraising Award. This award recognizes a club that develops and implements a strategy that results in an increase in its per capita giving to the End Polio Now Fund. This past year, the winning Rotary Club held very innovative online fundraising activities with an online games night that had the money that was raised go to Polio Plus. Play for Polio, lice, water, and board games were played throughout the year, which raised over $1,000 for Polio Plus. They also created a Facebook cover photo, "Got my vaccine, gave a vaccine," which encouraged people to use that overlay and make a donation to Polio Plus. Congratulations to the Rotary Club of Edmonton Northeast, with President Sean Draper and Foundation Chair Pamela McCullough, for creating very fun, innovative ways to donate to Polio Plus, which resulted in a 16% increase in donations for this last Rotary year. Did you know that people with developmental disabilities experience unemployment rates in excess of 70%? People with developmental disabilities want to and can work. They just need the right opportunity. Those opportunities are being provided by Rotarians who are opening the doors of their networks and their businesses to create meaningful jobs, making dreams come true. To date, the Rotary Employment Partnership, together with Inclusion Alberta and the Government of Alberta, have created over 630 meaningful jobs for adults with developmental disabilities that have an average wage of more than $17 per hour. Work sites include a wide variety of companies, from one-person businesses to large international firms, ranging from office jobs to manufacturing and technology. The Frank Devlin Award is given to clubs in which 5% or greater of the membership have created or found jobs for individuals with developmental disabilities. The last Rotary year has been very challenging due to COVID, but the following clubs will be receiving a Frank Devlin Award for the Rotary year 2020 to 2021. The Mayfield Rotary Club, the St. Albert Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Edmonton Sunrise, the Rotary Club of Grand Prairie, and the Rotary Club of Grand Prairie After 5. Inclusion Alberta will arrange to get the banners to the clubs once gathering restrictions allows everyone to start meeting in person again. Thank you all very much for supporting the Rotary Employment Partnership.
International Service Award. This award recognizes a club for exemplary programs and projects that change the lives of people in other countries in sustainable ways related to one or more of Rotary's areas of focus. The programs and projects should be based on needs assessments that involve community members. Rotary International encourages Rotary clubs to develop projects that address priority needs identified by the communities they serve and to help people help themselves, and to ensure projects are environmentally sustainable. International service helps to improve lives and meet human needs and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace. After looking at all the great submissions for this award, one project really stood out.
This club started this project in 2016 called Belize, Sewing for a Better Tomorrow, as another component of a school improvement project, when club members flew down to educate the local women on how to use the sewing machines and taught them to make bags, curtains, skirts, and shorts. Since then, the project has expanded, with the club sending sewing material and machines and continuing the training to the local women in Belize. The women have formed a cooperative and are earning income by selling what they have made. They now have a group that is buying their handmade shopping bags, as well as the face masks and reusable diapers they have made during the pandemic. With their earnings, they're buying additional sewing materials and have been able to provide some of the local families with food hampers. Congratulations to the Rotary Club of Riverview, with President Laura Lee Peasley and International Services Chair Roman Bayrock for creating a great sustainable international project that is continuing to positively impact many families in Belize. The Community Service Award. This award recognizes a club for exemplary programs and projects related to one or more of Rotary's areas of focus that achieve sustainable change to the lives of community members. The programs and projects should be based on needs assessment that involved community members. It's not hard to see the impact of our district Rotary clubs in their communities. Walking trails, swimming pools, spray parks, support for homeless shelters. Every district community that has a Rotary club has noticeable improvements because of Rotary humanitarians. This past year, because of the pandemic, a lot of Rotary and Rotaract clubs supported food banks, as there was a huge need due to increased demand.
One of our clubs went a step further. They contacted and partnered with other service organizations, businesses, different levels of local government, libraries, and churches, and organized a food drive that resulted in enough food and cash to feed those in need for the next 6 months. There were over 80 volunteers that staffed 13 collection locations, and they collected over 34,000 pounds of food for the food bank shelves. This was the first time that the 4 services clubs ever worked together on one project, and the results were incredible. I'm sure next year will be even better. Congratulations to the Rotary Club of Sherwood Park, with President Mike Gorski, Community Services Chair Rod Carrillo, and Rotarian Angela Wood for a fantastic community services project. Pandemic Pivot Award. This award recognizes a club that has responded effectively to the challenges imposed by COVID-19 by continuing to meet, to put service above self, and to build goodwill and better friendships. This last year was a year like no other in our history. Gathering restrictions, lockdowns, face masks, vaccine injections, once we waited for it to be actually developed and distributed, our whole society was thrown into turmoil. Our way of life was changed, and maybe forever. All of our district clubs followed very closely the government mandates, and when they weren't allowed to meet in person, started meeting online. All the planning for in-person events had to be abandoned, and new ways of online events and fundraising had to be developed. For example, the Rotary Club of Edmonton created a very effective online Integrity Award ceremony. The clubs had to think of new ways to provide service to their communities, and the district switched to only online training and events, including Vision 2020.
At the beginning, it took some clubs time to realize that in-person meetings were definitely not going to happen for a while. But all of our clubs adjusted and continued on. It was very hard for all of the district clubs, but most clubs took the challenge and did a fantastic job. Looking through all the many submissions for this award, we'd like to give our clubs, all of our clubs, a pat on the back and congratulate them on not only surviving, but thriving during the pandemic. Our Pandemic Pivot Award winner thought about what they could do instead of what they couldn't do. They switched to Zoom meetings and hybrid meetings only when allowed by the government. They increased membership and focused more on social media, inviting the community to join their Facebook page, increasing their following and awareness of Rotary in their community. Their community lotteries were changed so that they went from about 70% in-person sales to 70% online sales, and they had the best year ever for fundraising. They changed their annual multi-club community food drive, which is the largest community-run event of its kind in Canada. Went online so that people could shop for the food that they wanted to donate and met all their goals. At the executive meeting, I was blown away by the total organization and detail presented to me. Please welcome our Pandemic Pivot Award winner, the Rotary Club of Grand Prairie Swan City, with President Nadine Lacroix. Congratulations. Well, that brings us to our last award, the annual Theme Award, or the Governor's Award. I want to thank you for all the hospitality shown to me during all the executive and club visits during my year as district governor. It was quite a year. When I was district governor-elect, Jocelyne and I spent hours mapping out our road trip just to tear it all up when the pandemic started and grounded travel. But being a member of an e-club, switching to online meetings was no big deal. I want to thank Deneen and Merrill and Muka for organizing the Zoom meetings with the clubs. They were a huge help. Before I started down the DG road, many past district governors talked to me about the journey. Well, for all the presidents from my year, we had quite a journey, didn't we? Some of the things I'll always remember about my year. Visiting the Rotary Club of Wainwright, who are working on a very large multi-million-dollar community services project, and having President Roger Holmes enthusiastically carry around his laptop all around the meeting room so I could personally meet everyone there. Being floored by the level of service activity in the Rotaract clubs. If you want a treat, visit one of their online meetings. They're fantastic Rotarians. And the camaraderie at the clubs. The members make you feel so welcome, and they genuinely like each other's company, whether it's online or not. On the lighter side, completely wearing out my office chair from all the online meetings. Once went online with RI Director Valerie Wafer. She stopped and asked where all the creaking and cracking was coming from. I got a new office chair shortly after that. On behalf of Jocelyne and myself, thank you for all the memories. I would also like to thank Lisa Mueller, Donna Nicholl, Deneen, Jocelyne, and the rest of our District Awards Committee for all their hard work on this event. You've been excellent to work with the past few months. Also, fellow E-Club member Bryce Lambert, owner of Kiwi Productions, thanks for your great work on the District Awards ceremony. Now on to the last award.
Annual Theme Award. This award is presented to a club that serves locally and/or internationally in ways that reflect the Rotary International theme for the current year and are related to one or more of Rotary's 7 areas of focus. So the Rotary International theme for 2020 to 2021 was Rotary Opens Opportunities. So thinking about of all of Rotary clubs and everything they did, one kept coming to the forefront. After a year of planning, this club had to pivot real quick and organized a very successful virtual gala that they put on within 4 short months of canceling the in-person event. How successful was it? Well, it raised over $50,000 so that their club could support community organizations hit hard by COVID-19. But they were just getting started. Throughout the year, they not only sponsored and started an Interact Club, but also a Rotaract Club. Their many check presentations were posted on social media and in local newspapers. They continued their youth service awards and scholarships. They increased their membership by actively recruiting new members and spotlighting longtime Rotarians in Why I Joined Rotary, segments shown in different forms on media. Their flag program was shown on national CTV news coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, the annual Theme Award winning club is the Rotary Club of St. Albert, led by President Mark Dixon. A big congratulations.
Congratulations, Mark. And to the Rotary Club of St. Albert. Hey, one last important thing. I really want to thank my wife, Jocelyne, for all the support throughout my Rotary District Governor year. With all the meetings, and I think that there was over 500 online meetings, Joss put aside her personal life, supported me throughout the whole District Governor journey. And for that, I'd like to present her with some beautiful roses.
Beautiful. My favorite flowers, thank you very much. And I enjoyed the journey.
I'd like to take a moment to thank Jim for his guidance and support through this challenging year. You embraced it gracefully and provided fantastic leadership to us all. Congratulations on a successful year. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. It's unexpected. Thank you, ladies. I really enjoyed working with all of you. And, you know, you rely so much on team, and we have a fantastic team in Rotary District 5370. So thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining in this evening. We appreciate your time and energy and all that you've done in this fiscal year. You are what makes Rotary special. Thank you to the clubs for your participation and all of the work that you've done. We look forward to what this new year has to offer. Have a good evening.